Hari Om all. Let me start with the prayer and take the blessings of Guruji and the Lord. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you, Kantiji, Hari Om, and welcome to all the Atmajyotis, Divine Light of the Self, and with the blessings of our Sadguru Shri Prabhuji, we'll be starting our session. I think this is the 6th session of Ashtavakra group today. The topic is Prakriyas in Vedanta. The first speaker, Sharvanji, messaged that he will not be able to join. And our timer is Gayatri ji. She will be sharing the screen, showing the timing timer.
How much time, Satyavati ji?
Like actually 6 to 7 minutes we have given. Hari Om Purnima ji. 6 to 7 minutes. Shall we go up to 7 or people will finish by 6 minutes? We can give it as 6 only. Anyway, you keep it for 7. So Sharavananji is not there. So Purnima ji will be speaking now on the topic Vedanta Prakriya, and Shobhana ji will be the Purva Pakshi and will be ready with a question as soon as Purnima ji finishes. So I'll spotlight Purnima ji.
Give me a second, okay, please.
Yeah, no problem.
Or if someone will be very grateful. I'm just now sitting and collecting my thoughts.
Okay. So Kanti can do it. Anyway, Kanti wanted to leave as soon as she finishes her talk. So she got the opportunity to speak first. Kanti, ready now?
I'll be sharing my screen.
Yeah, 1 second, wait. So Kantiji's topic is Adhyasa. I'll make you co-host. Yeah. Gayatri, can you start the timer? Yeah, start it.
Yeah. Hari Om everyone. Today's topic is Adhyasa. What is this Adhyasa? Is it something connected, very philosophical concept or metaphysical extraction? Is it the word that is used only in philosophy? Don't we experience it on the day-to-day life? We do experience it. It is an event that happens every moment to us. Everyday life, almost every other minute we will be experiencing it. So, it is very easy to understand it, and also it is very easy to miss it if nobody points towards that. So, what is the way out of that is, we will see at the end of this 7-minute talk. The common name that can be given to Adhyasa is Kalpane, Bhranti, Bhrame, the cognitive error, and the misconception that we have, false superimposition of attributes. Now, how is it that we see in everyday life is, let me go on to the next slide, wherein from the chemistry perspective of Adhyasa, how is it that we see it? The example is the water. We see water, we drink water, it is summer, we drink a lot of water. And everywhere, the 70% of the earth is covered with water. what are the constituents of water? Do we observe that? It is the hydrogen gas and the oxygen gas. So we don't see actual what is there with that liquid, but it is actually the gases, combination of the gases that is there. And isn't it the adhyasa? Superimposition of liquid onto the gas. Next is the perspective of physics. You take a plain mirror, that is every day we stand in front of the mirror to comb or something. So what happens there is an object is placed. Maybe if I stand in front of a mirror, what happens there is the image form is not in front or on the mirror, but it is at the back of the mirror. That is the virtual image that is seen. That is adhyasa, which we don't notice at all. Then the biology perspective of adhyasa is our own eyes. What is it made of? If we observe any object, maybe if I'm seeing this computer, the laptop, where is the image formed and how is it formed? It is formed inside the lens of the eyes and it is inverted image. Can we ever make out how it is inverted? We see the direct images and erect images. Isn't it adhyasa? That means what it is, we are not perceiving. Then the psychology perspective of adhyasa is, I am getting angry on something. Is it just the anger that is being exhibited, or is there something that is underneath, beneath that is being superimposed on my anger? What is it that behind that anger is nothing but the masks of anger, that is anxiety, fear, insecurity, shame, hurt, guilt, sadness. So these are all what is there as the adhyasa. Every moment we can observe adhyasa only if we have the knowledge about it, if we have the jnana about this. That is, if we remove the ignorance of what adhyasa is, if we understand what adhyasa is, then we can know what is actually needed. So why is this adhyasa taken in by Shankaracharya? Why is it given such an importance by Shankaracharya? Is because we see the next optical illusion, that is, you see the twigs, it is summer, you don't see any leaves, only the tree stands without the leaves. See the branches, the twigs there from the trees, but encircling it, and if you look deep into it, it is the Ganesha and the mouse, the Vahana of Ganesha that we can see. Isn't it an adhyasa which is happening to us? And we, having come into Light of Self Foundation and under the guidance of Guruji, isn't this what is happening? And we are being enlightened with the knowledge, with the jnana, that it is the Ganesha that is guiding us, and the Ganesha is within us. So the twigs is what, the trees is what, are what we see in this picture. But what is surrounded? What is surrounding those trees? It is the Ganesha. So the same thing is happening with us also. That means what is being superimposed on us? What is actually the body, mind, and the intellect that we are seeing every day? We see the objects outside, and we don't see what is happening within, and how we are working, how our heart beats, how our lungs pump how our lungs exchange the gases, the pure and the impure gases, air. So what is it that we are not understanding? It is nothing but the self is driving us. That is being superimposed on this body, mind, and intellect, which has to be understood by jnana, and that is being given to us by Guruji. So to conclude, I say that it is Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidanandatma Shivananunane Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. Hari Om.
Wow. A very different perspective of your presentation, Kantiji. That was really good. And you were just on dot also. And yeah, I think the Purvapakshi Sharavananji is not there. Anybody can, if they have a question, they can ask. Otherwise, I think she can go for a self-evaluation. Anybody has any question for Kantiji? Anybody can ask. Or even Maniji, Vasuji.
Antiji, can I ask?
Yeah.
Kantiji, Adhyasa. So, I mean, is it like superimposing the qualities of one object on another, or can we say Adhyasa is a confusion of our confusion in our faculty, like intellect, to discriminate, or is it like Adhyasa is superimposing, two different things which are opposite in nature?
It is error in understanding, basically. That is what is Adhyasa.
Then
That is, all these examples are something which can lead us to the real self-realizing aspect. That is, the self is forgotten. So I understand that it is my body and the mind that is true and that is real. But what is actually true? I am living in the world of mithya, but what is actually true and what is my essential nature is the self. That is not being understood. So that is what is Adhyasa.
so it's the error in the faculty, I mean the intellect, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Gayatri and Kantiji. Can you go for self-evaluation, Kantiji? Then I think Maniji or Vasuji will take.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Kantiji. Yeah. So when we say that Adhyasa, it is actually Anyonya Adhyasa, that is mutual superimposition, apparent. So can you tell us or give us an example of what qualities are of the self are appear to be superimposed on the BMI and on matter, basically, and what qualities of matter appear to be superimposed on the spirit or Atma?
So the involuntary action of the heartbeat, the lungs, all those are the work of the self, which we have no control. That is, it happens automatically. The mind, we have no control over the mind. That happens through the self. So, you asked what is it that is superimposed from the body mind to the self. It is that the memory is what is being brought up for everything, and that is being imposed on the self. The vasanas and the samskaras are what is being superimposed on the self, that is being hidden. Basically, that is not even being, only if we are given the gnana, then we can get to know that there is something called self which is driving us. Otherwise, we will not even know about it. We are in the world and it is very real to us that this body and the mind and the intellect are the things that we are living with. And the objects outside the world, that is outside us, are all real. So, on mithya, we are living in the world of mithya. We just don't remember at all. And what is self is always there. It is always present. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma and Aham Brahmasmi. That can be understood only with Jnana. And that is how the superimposition happens between the self and the outside world, and or the body mind and the body mind to the self. Hope I am...
Thank you. Yeah, we'll go for the self-evaluation.
Self-evaluation, it was something that what I can say is the preparation was least for this, as I was busy for with something else. And why I came up with different topics in subject is because my daughter's exams are going on. So I brought in physics, chemistry, all those I'm going through along with her. So that is how I could bring in the daily, maybe the adhyasa that can be seen. so that it can be simplified with pictures than preparing with more of text. And maybe I had the shlokas also, but only thing is to read it out exactly with the way it has to be read in Sanskrit. I had to write it in Kannada and then do it. So that I didn't have time for that. That was something that was missing there. And it could have gone into the depth, and 7 minutes was maybe I could finish it in 7 minutes with this. You are muted, Vasuji.
I'm muted. Very, very novel approach to Adhyasa, and a lot of confidence in speaking, good examples, day-to-day examples, and examples of science. Like you mentioned yourself that you are teaching your daughter, so very creative approach, and you utilize the time also very well. Maybe the mutual superimposition aspect could have been slightly brought out with a little more clarity. That's the only point, because often we think Adhyasa as one way. It is both ways. Jivatma, thinking of self superimposed, body superimposed over the self, but the self also feeling limited, the unlimited self feeling limited with the upadhis is also one form of Adhyasa. That direction also could have been slightly brought out with a little more clarity. Forgetting the self is one type of Adhyasa because of the superimposition from the Jivatma side, but the self, the reflected self identifying with the body-mind instrument is another type of Adhyasa, where the unlimited self feels limited. So I think apart from that, I think the confidence, the examples, the utilization of time, everything was excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vandiji and Vasuji.
Yeah, thank you, Vaniji, Vasuji, and Kantiji. I think Kantiji wanted to leave early because of her daughter exam. Yeah, she can leave. She'll not be there to ask any question also. So I think we can move on to Purnimaji. Are you ready? So Purnimaji will be speaking on the topic. What was the topic?
Vedanta Prakriyas.
Vedanta Prakriya. Yeah.
Okay.
So Gayatri will start the time. Started. Yeah, started.
Hari Om to everyone. So Bhagavan Krishna tells in the Gita, there are 4 types of bhaktas: the Artha, the Artharthi, the Jignasu, and the Jnani. So we all know the Artha is the basic kind of bhakta who turns to God only when he is in trouble. The Artharthi is the one who wants to progress in life, fame, success, power, money. So he turns to God. The Jignasu is the one who starts asking existential questions in life. Who am I? What is this world? What is God? What's the purpose of my life? All these questions start coming to the Jignasu, who is really a very blessed soul. So the whole Vedanta starts with this Jignasu Bhakta. So the Jignasu, if he is blessed, is already blessed because he is asking such questions, the right questions that one should ask in life. And then he is doubly blessed if he finds a Sadguru to guide him through the process of self-enquiry, the process of inquiry into existence itself. So basically, these existential questions, actually, they concern the questions regarding Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara. All questions. Jiva, who am I? What am I? What is the purpose of my life? Jagat, what is the world? Is there a God? What is God doing? Is he evil? Is he this? Is that? If he is very good, why is such a thing happening? All these questions, Jagat, concern Jagat. And then, of course, Ishvara. Fortunately for all these Jignasus, Sanatana Dharma, the Vedas have the answer to all the existential questions of life, in specifically the Upanishads, the Vedanta. And this journey begins with a study of the scriptures with the Vedanta. And if there's a guru, that's the best thing. So finding answers to these questions with the Sadguru and the help of the scriptures is called a Prakriya. Prakriya means method or process. Specifically in Vedanta, the process is very simple. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. First, Shravana. Listen to. Shravana means listening. But what kind of listening? Listening to the truth is Shravana. Not listening to the radio or listening to some other or listening to the worldly is also Shravana, but that is not relevant here. This Shravana that we do from the Guru about the truth of life, about the teaching of the scriptures is the real Shravana, with which we start our inward journey. The Prakriya of Shravana itself is a skill, is an art to be developed. The primary requirement for this Shravana is Shraddha. Shraddha in what? The Aptavakya of the Guru and the Aptavakya of the Vedanta Mata. So with Shraddha, we start with the first we don't know anything. First the seeker doesn't know anything. He or she takes the Guru's word as truth. The hypothesis is there. Just like in a scientific inquiry, scientific research, there's a hypothesis. And then you start digging into it and you reach that hypothesis. So similarly, in Shravana process, the first requirement is that I have Shraddha and the Guru knows. Therefore, I listen to whatever the Guru says with respect and with this thing. So with the Shravana process, the basic answer, the questions are answered. What is Jiva? What is Jagat? What is Jitva? So that the basic information is got with the Shravana process. But then, if we stop here, we cannot stop here because the Prakriyas are incomplete. The doubt will arise. Oh, is it just intellectual understanding or is it practical and applicable to life? That is the question which comes next. That is where the Manana part comes. Manana is where you contemplate on the truths and like again, how it is said in the Gita, Tad Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. With great surrender to the Guru, you ask questions, clear your doubts, and get all the doubts, dwell on the truths that you have heard. That is the first one is, as I understood. Second portion is get it. Am I really aware of what is actually being said? That is the Manana part. And third comes the Nididhyasana part, where you have understood it and you have kind of gotten the inner meaning of it, and then you abide in the truth. That is the Nididhyasana part. This is a continuous process and it is also a simultaneous process. The Prakriya of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana is cyclic in nature. We go on and on and on until there are no doubts left and it becomes a way of life. So on what do I do the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana? Take any Mahavakya, for example. Say Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. Actually, this is from Brahma Jnana Madimala of Shankara. And the second line is Anena Vedyam Sat Shastram Iti Vedanta Maha. So in this little verse, Shankara says the entire teaching of Vedanta Dindima, the Vedantas proclaim and declare and shout from rooftops that Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. These two lines, if you want to understand the meaning of it, the Prakriyas are very, very, very many. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. How do I go to it? Hundreds of Prakriyas are given in Vedanta. The Mithyatva of the world can be established by the Drigdrishya Viveka. The Satyas, when the Mithya is established, the Satya is also established simultaneously, Brahma Satya. And then the Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. I mean, there are in the Chandogya Upanishad, no less than 9 Prakriyas are given by the teacher Uddalaka to the son Varuni. 9 examples are given, Prakriyas, to come to this truth, to arrive at this truth in a very practical manner. So in each and every Upanishad, many Prakriyas are found. Time's up. I'm so sorry. There's so much to say about this. Neti is a Prakriya, iti is a Prakriya. So I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to stop also. so thank you so much.
Thank you, Purnimaji. That was also a really good, wonderful presentation, because Prakriya, as you already explained, the very basis in Vedanta through which only we can learn, unlearn, do everything, understand, and especially FML. You have explained very well within the 7 minutes only, but yeah, as you say, can go on and on. Yeah, very nice. So the question, I think PP Purvapakshi Shobhanaji. After that, you can go for self-evaluation. Shobhanaji.
Does self-inquiry also fall into the Prakriya category?
100%. Yes. Very popular and important Prakriya. Yes.
That's all I don't.
Okay. So
Purnimaji, is Prakriya and Adhyaropa Apavada?
That is also a Prakriya. Adhyaropa Apavada is a Prakriya. Prakriya is not Adhyaropa.
Is it the other way around
yeah, that
also?
was the question.
It is a Prakriya. Adhyaropa Apavada is a legitimate Prakriya. You assume something which is not there, and then you deconstruct it. You construct and you reconstruct. That is the Prakriya. So I don't know what you're asking actually. I'm not sure.
Okay, see, why we are using Prakriyas because I have a fictional world, and you are creating a counter fiction called Prakriya, and you are removing my fictional world, and your counter fiction will also drop. You will remove that later. So, so that way, I was asking, why can't Prakriya be an Adhyaropa Apavada?
Everything is Adhyaropa. No, because the question is asked in a dream. The answer is also given in a dream. Vajram Vajrena Bhidyate. So you have to use the same thorn to remove this thorn of, the thorn has to be employed in the dream only. No, you cannot come out of it and employ it. No.
So both ways it's correct. Prakriya is Adhyaropa Apavada, and Adhyaropa Apavada is also a Prakriya.
You and me are also Adhyaropa and Apavada.
Yeah, that is anyways.
Jiva
so we are
itself is
talking about the
Adhyaropa.
Prakriya part. Yeah, that's all.
No. Jiva himself or herself is an Adhyaropa only. So that way, yeah.
Yeah.
The Prakriya is designed for the one who is deluded. Self-evaluation. I did not prepare for this, and I had no, I just, I tried to look up some sites for what is Vedanta Prakriya, but nothing is available. So I said, this is the Prakriya we've been using, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So I assume that must be the Prakriya of Vedanta, and I just presented it. I'm not sure there is something called Vedanta Prakriyas specifically said somewhere. I am not at all sure. So that is one confession.
SSS has written a book in which all these Prakriyas are mentioned.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yaru?
Narsipur, Narsipur Swamiji.
Oh, Sachidanandendra Saraswati.
Yeah, correct. So Prakriyas are basically strategies used for condition busting.
Okay.
Whatever we have already, there is an error in understanding, and many times that error has to be first shown to the student, and then it has to be busted.
Okay.
So
very nice.
Through Prakriyas, that process happens. Even rope and snake is a Prakriya. Gold and jewelry is a Prakriya. Ocean foam wave is a Prakriya. So Prakriyas can be stories, Prakriyas can be activities, Prakriyas can be examples.
Yes.
Prakriyas can be
analogies.
A sort of interaction you have with the Sadguru. Also where Sadguru will, Adhyaropa Apavada can also be used there. So first one premise is taken, and then that premise can be taken to its logical end, and you will see how ridiculous it is. And then it sort of burns itself out,
Yeah.
burns up the conditioning. So any process that is used for removing the conditioning
Is a
of
prakriya.
the shishya is a prakriya.
Just to clarify Gayatri's question, my understanding of Adhyaropa Apavada is a strategy. The Guru employs certain reasoning of Prakriya within Adhyaropa Apavada to take the student from one step to the next step. And finally, that second step is negated and going to the third step.
That is, Adhyaropa Apavada is one type of prakriya.
Prakriya.
So I think that is...
So Prakriyas will Brahma Vichara Prakriyas, Atma Vichara Prakriyas, depending on what is kept as the main premise. So there can be 10 main kinds, and there are also said to be infinite number, can classify like that.
No, is there something specific called a Vedantic Prakriya anta?
Yeah, there is. Vedantic Prakriyas.
Snake and rope is a Prakriya.
It's a Prakriya. So
all
anything
the
which will help you to understand a Vedantic truth better, and it removes your particular conditioning, some mental block which is preventing you from understanding that. To remove that,
everything is a Vedantic Prakriya.
Yes, everything is a Vedantic Prakriya, basically.
A way of
Then
reasoning.
it was a very broad heading.
Yeah, it's a broad heading. So it's an interesting subject. It's a very vast subject.
Okay. So I think instead of Vedantic Prakriyas, which have said what is the Prakriya, is that was...
Yeah, that also could have been done on major types of Prakriyas along with that.
Okay, all right. But this Shravana Manana Nidhityasana is also a methodology, Allah.
It is a methodology. So in Shravana, all the Prakriyas are used.
Or is it in Manana?
In Shravana, all the Prakriyas will be used. When the Sadguru is teaching you through Shravana, he uses lots of Prakriyas to help you understand and to remove your conditioning.
Manana
then
is...
people go and do Manana.
Manana is what the seeker does to contemplate on what the Guru's teachings, the way. How is that possible? He said that. So that is the Manana process.
So starting with Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana is a good way, the way you started. Only thing is Prakriyas will come into the Shravana part.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But with new granddaughter and grandson and Kanti with her daughter's exams, I think very creditable that in spite of that, JJ is also getting priority.
Yes.
Amazing.
People participate with full spirit only. And as Vaniji pointed out in the previous, some juniors JJ sessions also, even without preparation, they are able to speak quite well. So thank you, Vaniji.
Not to encourage lack of preparation. Yeah.
Today I told Gayatri, Vaniji has told you this, you please talk about this topic in place of Sharavana.
Gayatri, for Gayatri it doesn't.
For Gayatri, exempted for that. Yeah, thank you, Vaniji. So anyway, we were just talking about Adhyaropa Pada, and Shravanji will be giving more briefing on that topic. And Purnimaji will be ready with a question once we finish it. Yeah, you can. Gayatri, can you start the time? Yeah, start it. Thank you.
So we discussed about what is adhyasa, which we know it is an error. And we also looked at what is adhya aropa, that is imposing an error or having an error on something. Now that is, in other words, it's superimposition of something which doesn't exist on something else. So this is typically called adhya aropa, adhyasa ada aropa, adhyasa aropa, adhyaropa. Now what is apavada? Apavada is to remove that superimposition on something that appears. And the very classical example is you have a snake on a rope. On the rope, a snake is superimposed. Superimposed by what? Our intelligence, our experience. So our knowing in this aspect is in error. It sees the characteristics of the rope as snake. Now, every word in it is little carefully put in. Every on a rope, a characteristics of the snake is put on, and we see that and we think that that is snake. Now, apavada is a process by which a Sadguru makes you realize how this particular assumption of a error and the characteristics that you have imposed are in fact wrong, and what is there is only snake, only rope. Snake is not there. Now, we just heard that one of the Vedanta Prakriya process is Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. And there was also a discussion whether Adhyaropa Apavada is a Vedanta Prakriya or not. A Vedanta Prakriya is a removal of error, like which is what a process in which we use knowledge from Vedanta as a reference. You can do this without the knowledge of Vedanta. You can also use scientific knowledge and say it is, you can say it is scientific Prakriya. But in general, Vedantic Prakriya is defined as one in which you use the knowledge of Vedanta as the reference. Now, in Adhyaropa Apavada, it is a process or a purpose of a Vedanta Prakriya, of Guru's teaching. Guru's teaching is to remove, to give you the clear understanding of the nature of the Vastu. Vastu is the what is there in it. What is Adhyarapa Apavada? The definition of that is, you can say it as Vastu, on the Vastu, whatever characteristics of avastu are put in, those are recognized as avastu. Avastu means not there, as Maya, as Prapancha. And then knowing that avastu is not there and now knowing vastu, this process is called Adhyaropa Apavada. Removal of superimposition by clarifying the process of how it came in, what you assumed, how it is wrong logically, and therefore how that is not there. By what is not there, the vastu is not there, and therefore what is there is only vastu. This process is Adhyaropa Apavada. Now, if this is Adhyaropa Apavada, all the great Vakyas, let's say Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, or somebody just now said Jivo Brahmaiva Para, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, all these are understandings that are given for us to understand how we have put the apavada, how we have put agnana on the gnana, how we have put avastu on the vastu, how we have assumed a lot of things on Brahman. We have assumed Jiva is Brahman, we have assumed Ishvara is Brahman, we have assumed world is Brahman. How all these are Brahman only by carefully analyzing it and removing it, that is Adhyaropa Apavada. So for this, the techniques given are in Shravana, as Vaniji had said. The removal happens in the Manana by analyzing it, and the recognition of the subject, Vastu, Brahman, happens perfectly in nididhyasa. So Shravana Manana Nididhyasa is the underlying process through which this Adhyaropa Payavada happens completely and fully. And in this, there are two more things that I would like to, if there is a time. Why this is so difficult? This is difficult because that which is there is always errored by our own assumptions and seen through our assumptions as ours too. Now, you cannot directly say, look at what is there, look at rope, because our mind is already full of snake. So, to remove the snake, you have to say rope is not, snake is nothing but rope. You have to say what is rope, what is snake, what is the characteristics of rope, what are the characteristics of snake, and how the characteristics of snake can be removed, and you get what is there as rope. So that is the process by which this can be done. Now, while removing this, whatever statement we give, we have to give an understanding for others. What is a rope? He doesn't know what is a rope. He doesn't know whatever he thinks is snake. I'm just using the word rope as Brahman and snake as Avastu or the world. Now, removing it means you have to have the special knowledge of understanding the basic nature of rope and how it is there still even when you see snake, and then knowing that it is rope only. So this means you cannot use the differentiating reason called Jahal Lakshana. You cannot use completely undifferentiating reason, which is Ajahal Lakshana. You have to take parts of both in some of these sentences, and because only part of it is true, the rest are all our assumptions, and remove those assumptions to bring you to a state where you understand that there was nothing else and there is only Brahman. That process is Adhyaropa Apavada. Hari Om. Sorry, I think I used a minute more.
1 minute ahead of the time. Yeah, but that was a good explanation. You know, Adhyaropa Apavada, was it a Prakriya? So everything is answered, and a very good presentation, Shravanji. And Purnimaji,
Actually, no
do you have any
question.
question for Shravanji?
Excellent clarity, Shravanji. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So,
then,
Brahman is known as Anirvachaniya, yet we use so many words to describe this indescribable, you know. Yet
Yes.
there is no clarity.
Yeah.
So much we have to listen, and it's very strange.
yeah.
Do you have anything to say about it?
Sorry. There is no clarity because our process of looking at it itself has no clarity, has a mistaken assumption. See, the problem is we do not know is because of the mind which says there is an error. I cannot know, that I cannot understand, I cannot experience. This is a clarity. This is the error. This error can be removed if the nature of I is such understood and clearly. Whatever is put on that I, if it is removed, then you know that whatever is only I. There is nothing else that need to be known. So that is why it is like you don't know what is rope, you don't know what is snake. If we are in that state, from that we have to understand that rope and snake are your creation. Whatever is there, that is rope. So it's important to understand that this whole process of aropa is an inbuilt process of our limitation, our assumptions, and that is why a prakriya is required to remove these assumptions, not what we have seen. What we have seen or what we have understood as a snake is based on our own assumptions. And this assumption removal requires a process, a methodology. That methodology is Prakriya. That is what is given. Now, when using that, you understand, only you can understand. You understand in the mind, or you remove your own assumptions, then only you will see what is really I, or what is really the truth.
Wow, that was very spirited as usual. So now we know where this rope has come from. It is because of Aropa, I think.
Yes. Yeah, it is our own Aropa.
It's the rope is because of Aropa. Okay. Rope has become a snake because of, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
beautiful, Shravanji. Thank you. Shravanji, you want to do any self-evaluation?
Actually, it was not very. I picked up some points from here and there, and I tried to clarify them. I didn't do a proper, much clear preparation, but I think I'm okay with it.
No,
Maybe
as
next time I would keep-
Vasuji always says, say what went good instead of saying what went wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Vasuji wants to say.
So very nice, Ravanji, very clear. You took it up from different angles, starting with the etymology of the word itself, Adhyaropa Apavada, what does it actually mean in Sanskrit? And then leading up to how the Sadguru uses it. And finally, it is the snake is only a construct, Jiva Srishti, superimposed on Ishvara Srishti. So,
No.
isn't it?
No.
Okay.
Even Ishvara Srishti is superimposed on on the world.
Jiva Srishti.
Ishvara itself is a Srishti of Brahman.
Correct.
Brahman is the only person who is limiting himself first as Ishvara and then as Jiva.
So to
But
show up
Brahman is the
both
only thing that is-
superimpositions, we are using Adhyaropa.
Yeah.
Very, very
Sorry,
loose.
this is my understanding. I may be wrong. Please.
No. It made a lot of sense, and it was put forth with confidence, with a lot of passion, and you really held our attention throughout. So I was remembering Prabhuji has given one Prakriya to explain what is Adhyaropa Apavada. The glass door and sticker. I think he has used it quite often because you can't see the glass door. So you put a sticker over it to say
Red sticker.
a red sticker or some sticker to show that there is glass there. Push, pull,
Correct.
or be careful, door is here, whatever you want to put. So
Yes.
that sticker is there, then you become aware that the door is there because of the sticker. Once you
Yes.
become aware of the door, you remove the sticker.
Yes.
And then you put
This,
it in
this
some other
actually
place.
helps to understand the second part of the talk, I think the next talk, which is Anvaya Vyatireka.
Yeah.
Do
Anvaya Vyatireka.
This particular thing is, since you can't see the door, it is like you can't know what is Brahman. You don't know the door. Now the sticker is something that you have put on that. It is like your aropa on it. Now, if you think the sticker is the door, then we are in trouble.
So he'll
right?
peel off the sticker
If
also.
we peel off the sticker and then we know that door is there, then we know we don't know the door yet. And so we feel the door. But actually, you have to understand the door is there because the sticker is also there.
Absolutely.
Presence and absence. You have to know that both.
Yeah. So I was just looking up this different types of Adhyaropa Apavada is one of the most effective types of Prakriyas. That's what Hodenasipur Swamiji says. So he has given, if I read out the names of 10 Prakriyas, types of Adhyaropa Apavada.
Generally, Adhyaropa Apavada is taken as a process by these people because it is been mentioned in many texts, even the Vedanta Sara. The entire book is only about Adhyaropa Apavada. In fact, Vedanta is explained only through Adhyaropa Apavada. And some of the things. And from then, they see that as a technique, but they refer to the technique of this removal, this Ajay Lakshana, all these things as Adhyaropa Apavada with various things. But if I look at it, that is a natural state. If you look at Prabhuji's talk, he is giving a lot of emphasis on the fact that in the first place we have an error in understanding because we limit ourselves to a part of the Brahman, right? So he says these assumptions in us built up, they're already there. Now, first recognition of these assumptions, then building up some other assumptions in the mind. All these explanation of these assumptions is given by Guru to show how all these were logically wrong. This logically wrong methodology is called Prakriya. So they include all that in Adhyaropapavada. But the underlying process is just a removal of assumptions. That is what is Adhyaropapavada.
Correct. So here, Kodenasipur Swamiji is giving us 10 major types of Adhyaropapavada, Avasthatraya Prakriya,
Correct.
then Panchakosha Prakriya,
Panchakosha.
Karyakarana Prakriya, Srishti Pravesha Prakriya, Jnana Jnana Jnata Prakriya, Bandha Moksha Prakriya, Shastra Pramana Prakriya, Guru Shishya Parampara Prakriya, Jiveshwara Prakriya, Moksha Bhyudaya Prakarana Prakriya. So Prabhuji has said he will give us a talk about these things. So maybe within the next 1 or 2 weeks,
Yes.
when Prabhuji is free, we can get
We can ask for,
once he talks on that, that will be available for the syllabus of JJ.
Very
I think this makes Prakriya a little clearer because all along, whatever explanations we have heard, they're all Prakriyas.
Yes.
The Miss Sushupti, Miss Jagrati, Miss Sapna. So that will come under Avasthatraya Prakriya. So like that, it goes on. We have heard so many from Prabhuji.
Yeah.
It's just that at that time, we had not labeled it as Prakriya. That's all.
Yeah. Any explanation of assumption and breaking it is Prakriya.
Absolutely.
Any explanation. And that is the only explanation. That is the only job of Guru.
Yeah.
So he only gives you a method of understanding your assumption is wrong. Your seeing is wrong. And therefore go back to your thing.
So until we hear from Prabhuji, we will not have the next session, or we have to.
Next session will be 4 weeks later, right? By then, I think Prabhuji would have given that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Hari Om.
Okay. Thank you, Shravanji, Aniji, and Masuti. The last speaker is Shobana. I think, yeah, we are just going in the order like Shravanji just mentioned about Anvaya Vyatireka, and Shobanaji will be talking about the topic. And her Purva Pakshi Kantiji has left, so anybody has any question after her talk, they can ask her. Shobana,
just tell me if I'm able to share the screen or not.
you want to share the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can share the screen. And yeah, Gayatri, can you start the time? Yeah, started, Shobana.
Are you able to see the?
No, you haven't started sharing, no? You have to click on share screen and then, yeah, now we are able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
You have to select the window in which your presentation.
Yeah. Can you see now?
Maybe you can expand the screen.
Yeah.
And put it in slide share mode, Shobanaji.
I still haven't learned.
Click on the hourglass. There's an hourglass at the bottom, no? Next to
She has,
home.
I think she has
Zoom.
only 2 slides. I think it's
Yeah, there are only 2 slides.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah. Gurubhyo Namaha, Guru Padukabhyo. Today's my topic is Anvaya Vyatireka. Anvaya basically means concordance, and Vyatireka is discordance. So, what is the importance of Anvaya here? As you see here, there are still waters. Still waters are really still, which represent the Atma, the Brahman, and his Purnam. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So, when he is Purna, it is Anvaya. Like, you have, in the slide you see beads separately and there is a necklace here. So the beads are existing separately and there is this necklace with several types of beads in all colors. But how are these beads coming together? It is due to the string that is holding them. And if the string is not there, there is no necklace. So the string represents Anvaya, which is there all throughout. It represents the self. Then I think I will stop it here because I'm having some dryness due to lack of less preparation, I think. Please close it. I'm not able to.
Are you okay, Shobana?
I'm very sorry. I'm not able to do it.
It's okay. You can just relax, Mom. That's all right. Would you just like to speak just like that as a conversation? That's also okay. Otherwise, if you would just like to relax and stop, that's fine too.
Have some water, na?
I think I'm feeling a little anxious and
Okay,
lack of
just
preparation.
leave it like that.
Yeah.
You can have some water. Yeah. Take, yeah. Okay.
Anyone else is there to speak?
No, we are done with the other speakers. So,
So maybe Shobana ji can do it next time.
yeah, yes.
Shobana ji, you're muted.
I need some more time.
Yeah, take your time.
No problem. No problem. Just.
So what I'll do
Yeah,
is
thank you, Shobana ji.
I'll say a
Right?
few things.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, Anvaya and Vyatireka are terms that are used very commonly in Vedanta. So, like still waters are calm as long as there is no ripple formation. So what happens is, the minute ripple formation happens, it becomes the Vyatireka part of Anvaya, where you can relate it to body-mind complex, where the self gets, Chidabhasa gets superimposed by the reflection and starts associating itself with body-mind complex. But at the same time, what happens is Parabrahma exists all along through all this. He is there. Anvaya is happening throughout, even though the projections are there. Projections are separate and Parabrahma is separate. So, Anvaya and Vyatireka are in concordance. With Anvaya is there, Vyatireka is also there. Vyatireka is there, Anvaya is always as the undercurrent, like the string in the beads necklace. Similarly, like it happens like when we say we want to do a self-inquiry. So where we take an inward journey and say we go towards the center of the self. When you reach there, there's nothing. At the center, there's nothing. There is no thought. It is just the stillness. No thoughts. So how do we explain that? So that recognition of self is Anvaya, the intermediate space between the thoughts. One thought and the second thought, there is a small gap. That gap, if we recognize, that is actually the Sat, which is Anvaya. The Sat, when we become aware of that, we experience the bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. So, when we are in that state, we are in Anvaya. Then the minute we start thinking, it becomes Vyatireka. Anvaya has to be there when Vyatireka is there. Like, there are so many objects in creation, just like the beads in the necklace. Even when they are withdrawn also, the self is always there. It is existing. The existence is always there. So, this Anvaya, in between, it projects itself in the form of Vyatireka. But when it is Vyatireka, Anvaya is always there. It is the string which is behind the pearls. So, everything is in this creation is happening with Anvaya and Vyatireka. The mumukshu who is trying to understand and following the path of Atmajnana has to understand this, that the Parabrahma is always there, whether he is projected or not. So the entire creation is holding on in that way. Projections, and the Maya is what is Vyatireka of Parabrahman. Parabrahman can exist all by himself, whether the projections are there or not. So this is what, in my opinion, is Anvaya and Vyatireka. Thank you.
Thank you, Shobhanaji. Glad that you made an attempt again and you were able
Excellent.
to.
That was very clear, Shobhanaji. Very nicely put.
Thank you.
The substratum is independent. It exists all the time. The appearance or manifestation is a dependent reality. Substratum is, it comes on the, appears on the substratum, but it needs the substratum to exist. It cannot exist independently. So, beautiful. Very, very nice. Very clear and good communication.
Yeah, in spite of the break, she could do it.
Oh, that break was only Vyatireka. Anvaya came
Yes.
forward.
Actually, I was having this bronchial infection. So there's
Okay.
dryness in the...
Yeah, understand.
So please
right.
let us know what you liked about the whole thing. Your talk, your exposition.
I actually didn't realize that. I've understood it, and I was able to say it in my own way. That preparation didn't, whatever I prepared, it came out in a very different way.
Maybe in a better way also.
I don't know.
It was very well put.
So one thing was the highlight that I could grasp is the extreme clarity that you had in the topic. That was very
It's
nice.
all grace of Guruji, I should say. Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Very nice.
So thank you, Shobana ji, Mani ji, Vasu ji. We have come to the end of our session. Any questions for I think for Shobana ji, Mani ji, Vasu ji, or anybody? Close with a prayer. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti 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 Nanembudu Nanalla Idega Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidananda Atma Shivanani Nani Shivoham 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 Atmadarshanam Brahmadarshanam Brahmadarshanam Satyadarshanam Satyadarshanam Lokaha Samastaha Sukino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukino Bhavantu Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Guru Charanarpanamattu